World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
Hello from Soul City. Good morning, community. Good Morning Community is a platform where members of the community can find out more about small businesses, artists, entrepreneurs, authors, and community-based organizations. Also, how to get involved, connect online, volunteer, or donate, as well as some of the resources and services they provide. At Good Morning Community, we offer encouragement, share resources, and we encourage you to hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, we genuinely want to see you win. My name is Eartha Watts Hicks, and I'm the CEO of Eartha Tone Books, publisher of Love Changes, Graffiti Mural, and A Planner is a Girl's Best Friend, as well as a freelance writer, editor, and PR writer and affiliate for BlackPR.com, executive editor for Harlem World Magazine, and a longtime member of the Harlem Writers Guild. I am your host, and today we have a special guest, Miss Free. Now, Miss Free is a veteran with a background in television production. She is a Brooklyn native and the author of Coach in the Game. Welcome, Miss Free.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, great. We're excited to have you. Now, how did you come to this place of doing what you do? Exactly. Just give us a little taste of what that was about and what it's like and what your journey started like.
Sure. So I have experienced so many things in my life, just being, well, from Brooklyn, of course, and growing up in the 80s and 90s in Brooklyn, and just having older sisters, hearing their stories and experiencing things with them as they went through their own relationships, my mom, my parents, as they went through their own battles, and aunts and uncles. So for me, what inspired me to write this was just real people, real patterns, real experiences of things, and, just my mind exaggerating certain things so that it can go into a book, and hopefully, it's something that you'll be interested in reading.
Well, thank you. There's a beautiful love story in there. Yes. And it's inspiring, and there's a message in there for those who are looking for comfort. So tell me, what is you're pulling from your own family experiences and writing this. Where would you consider your audience to be, insofar as who is your best perfect reader for your work?
So the book, let me just say this, the book is fiction. I know that, I pulled from different experiences, but I just let my imagination run wild with the things that I kind of seen and, know. So my audience is pretty much anyone who's ever trusted the wrong person, anyone who's ignored their own intuitions and went with what they wanted to go with. They just, just it was an oversight of their own intuition. It's also for anyone that just really felt something was off, and they knew there was something more to what they were seeing, but they just kept going just to get to the end. So my book is relatable to everyone.
Gotcha. Now, I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
I love some of your phrases. You have a way of turning phrases and these nuggets of just wisdom that you just drop throughout that are
You.
timeless, and they're timeless and they're quotable. Is this something that comes to you yourself naturally, or is it something that's like a thread within your family, as in the whole family has that one gift of just dropping these nuggets?
So I would say it started with my mom. So a lot of my friends and people that know us, our family members, yes, because my mother, she always gives us like these one-liners, these like, she's like, girl, don't worry about that. Every pot has a lid. And I'm like, what do you mean every pot has a lid? She's like, there's someone for everyone, So, like when you ask me what inspired it, I would definitely give all praise and props to my mother, Kathy Ann.
Gotcha. I had a feeling of that because it's the same similar situation over here too. My mother with the classic one-liners.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Maybe it's their generation.
Yeah. And it's and those nuggets of wisdom keep you straight.
Yes,
I love the way yours are totally unique. So they're not cliche, so to speak. They're not an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yours is very specific and relatable, and it's for us now. So you have a way of putting your own spin on it and polishing it up. So I want to commend you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I
I
wanted to make
love,
it relatable for everyone.
yes. And I love how you weave Brooklyn into your story. And so far as you connect us to the Brooklyn that is today, which is the gentrified Brooklyn, and you connect us to the Brooklyn that used to be. And you show us how both of those places change within each character. Um, um, what was your motivation for, other than you living and being a part of the Brooklyn community? What was your motivation for setting this particular story in Brooklyn? And then also tell us about your main character and what she does as a career.
Okay, so my heart is in Brooklyn. I am a Brooklyn native. I'm a Brooklyn girl to the heart. People often say the saying, like the quotable saying, the 80s made me and the 90s raised me. So the 90s had like this music that was like unforgettable, that you can still play anywhere and it's still relatable, right? So I imagine myself then. A lot of people say I'm from old Brooklyn. I have a shirt that actually says that. I can't remember the brand, but I absolutely love that shirt, and it's a conversation piece everywhere I go. So old Brooklyn really, really made a lot of great people, a lot of people that are success stories, and some people that you may not know their name, but you may be able to recognize their work. You may see something and you say, oh, that looks nice. What is that? I'm like, I got this from Subin's Vintage Closet. It's a Brooklyn store from a girl who was born and raised in Brooklyn. And, you may not know Ayanna Matthews' name, but, it's Ayanna Jones. I know too. It's Ayanna Matthews. You may not know her name, but when you see her pieces of clothing, it makes a difference, right? So Brooklyn, to me, carries something very unique and special. And I feel like that's what I carry. And I wanted to portray that in my book because I was a part of old Brooklyn, and I'm still a part of the gentrified Brooklyn now. So I wanted, people to just see my heart and know where I'm from. That was very important to me. The character, Dr. Monroe Hunter. The character Dr. Monroe Hunter is a part of who I am. Each female main character in Coaching the Game is a different part of me. Something that I feel of my personality that I wanted to share with people. So a lot of people come to me for counseling, and there are so many people often say, like, you missed your calling. You should have been a therapist. You should have been a therapist. And I'm like, maybe I should have, you know? So I wanted to give that part of me to an audience so they can remember who Dr. Monroe Hunter is just through my lens.
Right, because I mean, she feels like a therapist. I mean, let me backtrack on that. Roll back just a bit. She feels like a brilliant therapist.
Oh wow! Thank you so much. Thank you.
I was like, wow, this therapist is so insightful. And then I started thinking outside of the book. I wonder if the author has a background in psychology, you know, because not only are you touching on lifestyle issues and life issues and relationship issues, you're also seeing through personalities and some of the things that we do as women, and not acknowledging what we feel and ignoring and being in denial and sort of skirting an issue or projecting. You pick up on all of that, and you don't let the characters get away with it. And then you do something interesting in that you give us her almost her psychotherapy notes.
Yes, that was important for me to give the notes. A lot of people say, well, I did take some psychology classes and I absolutely loved it at McGrath College in Brooklyn. And I took a part of one of my psychology courses was abnormal psych. So it talked about like bipolar disorders and schizophrenia, you know, just different things. Insomnia is actually connected to a psychological disorder. So there were some things. I wrote this book out of insomnia because it's a trauma response for me. So when I spoke about Dr. Monroe Hunter, giving that part of me where I give people advice, but notice I didn't put any letters behind Monroe Hunter's name. She does have a degree. She is a doctor. But for me, I don't have a degree. So I didn't want to kind of give that character some letters behind her name, because I know, you know, what I would say. She's a life coach, you know, she does relationship therapy, things like that. But I really don't have a degree, and it's a part of me, but I love psychology.
Wow. I love how and I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to give away any spoilers. So I'm thinking, but I'm trying to phrase this in a way that I don't give away too much.
Okay.
But women's focus, and I'm going to say it this way, women's focus and often seems to be rooted around men when it comes to how we feel about ourselves. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that pertains to the story without giving away any too much information?
Yes. I'm going to name a character, Jinx. I have a special place in my heart for Jinx. Jinx is a lot of me. And when I think about Jinx, when you ask the question, when I think about Jinx, and I believe page 51 is my favorite page. It is a page that portrays a lot of what you just said. There is one quote there where I wrote something about, like, we're walking through hurricanes in 5-inch heels, holding other people's umbrellas, but pretending that we're not soaked. And that really stood out for me in my own personal life, because a lot of the times we do shape our lives around someone we are in a relationship with. Like if we're dating someone, and we begin to help them with their business, and we begin to push them into greatness. And some people, that is who they're here to be. The supporting cast, everyone is not meant to be the main character, right? But there is something special about a woman who has this natural affinity to nurture. And I think that in nurturing someone that we're with, we get so cloudy and we lose ourselves. So for me, it was important to show how one can lose themselves, but get right back on their feet and be who they were meant to be.
Wow, I think that's amazing. I had mentioned a little earlier about some of the phrases
Yeah.
you turn. One of my favorites is "Men come for potential and stay for the perks." I thought, I mean, I've never heard that before, but that's it in a nutshell for some of us.
Yes.
Not all the time, not
Mm-hmm.
all the time, but I thought that was a clever way of putting that. Um,
Thank you.
there's so much here, so much advice, so much wisdom, um, and your characters are just so intriguing. Um, Now, can you tell us what it was like writing both your male characters and your female characters?
So my best friend is a male.
Ah,
Yeah. We have so many conversations about relationships and things like that. And a lot of who the main male character Knight is, it derives from those conversations. Like um there's one thing in the book, I can't remember the exact quote, I can't even remember the page, but it said something like it talked about Knight when he was being transparent. He talked about transparency, and he talked about like he survived on being private, not transparent. Like it's a survival tactic. So that came from, or that was inspired by a conversation that I had with my best friend, and me kind of seeing me, I guess, adjusting the lens to see from a male's perspective. And when you do that as a woman, um, it becomes eye opening. It becomes something else. Like you may change a lot of your responses or
mhm.
reactions a lot of the times, because we definitely don't think alike. They are from Mars and we are from Venus.
And that is the truth. That is the truth. Here's another one of those phrases. People don't respect what doesn't shine. And
uh, yeah. I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s, right? And in the 80s, I was a young child walking to school, to PS 256 elementary school. Shout out to them. Um, and I would pass by the neighborhood drug addicts, the neighborhood homeless people, things like that, right? But then I would see someone with a Range Rover. I would see someone with the latest NCM on, or, whatever the brand is at the moment. And the person that pulled up in the Range Rover got so much respect. And there was a homeless guy sitting here, and people just walked past, like there was no one there. And it kind of bothered me because I'm a big humanitarian. So that was important for me to reflect from that particular conversation, that people do respect what shines.
wow, wow. Hmm. So, who are your inspirations?
Whew. Um, so let's let's get into that. I'm going to be very transparent right now. I am not a big reader. I like numbers. I like math. I am a very logical person. 2 + 2 = 4 to me every time, right? But I can truly say that I don't even know if I'm saying this name right, but Ashley and Jaquavius Coleman, I read so many of their books. And I respect them as authors. They really, really lit a flame that inspired me. So my inspiration for writing per se, definitely hands down Ashley and Jaquavius Coleman. The GOAT, Sister Soldier. Like The Coldest Winter Ever was one of the greatest novels still to this day, hands down. And those are my inspirations. Ashley and Jaquavius Coleman and The Coldest Winter Ever.
Sister Soldier.
Definitely. Shout out to all of them. Amazing, amazing, amazing authors.
Amazing. Yeah. I love Sister Soldier. The Coldest Winter Ever was one of my favorites also.
Absolutely.
So many nuggets in there as well. Yours is more modern day. More of the it infuses modern technology and where we are in society today, as well as where we are intellectually and as far as socially. So you captured what's current and you weave it into the story almost in real time, because it feels like this took place yesterday, day before, so it feels like right now. So I love that aspect of it. What was the most challenging part of your writing process for you, and how did you get past that?
Okay. Another confession. Girl, you got me spilling all my tea on your show. So I actually started writing this book over a decade ago. And I talked about this on my social media. I started writing over a decade ago. I put the book down, completely forgot about it. I went on a family cruise in July. And I met someone and he says, "Oh, you should write a book." I'm like, that's interesting, because I started writing a book. I just never really picked it back up to do, to finish it and complete it. And he goes, I think that you should probably pick it back up. I came home from the cruise, and so my dad, he was on a ventilator when I got home, but I spoke to him the day before and he was fine. So I mentioned earlier that my trauma response is insomnia, and now I know it's writing. My writing process was in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep after seeing my dad on a ventilator and being in a coma. So I was up for a long time, days probably, and I just could not stop writing. So my process actually came through hurt. And I just picked up my MacBook and I just started. I found the email that I emailed myself of my book, and I changed a lot, and I went through the entire book throughout that process. I told my dad, he came out of the coma and things like that. I told him I wrote a book, and he just nodded his head. And I think the next day or two, he passed away.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And that's why you see like the dedication page. And the process was a process because it was birthed through grief.
Wow. And I'm glad that you got a chance to have that moment with your dad and share the work with your dad and see what his feelings were, regarding the work that you do. Wow. Do you continue? Do you plan to continue to write other works?
So, yes, I started the sequel
Mm-hmm.
to Coaching a Game already,
Mm-hmm.
and I've gotten through about 4 chapters because grief still exists. So insomnia still exists and writing still exists. So my mind is just going and going and going. So I am definitely working on book number 2.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, and the love story that's core
Yes.
to the story that's here, is that a love story that exists in the real world, or is that a love story that only exists in the book?
Ooh, child. So it only exists in the book.
It, it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm like, let me say that again. Look, it only exists in a book. So um, I had so many people calling me like, some men that I know, and it was so funny because they're like, Free, I read your book, and I see, you wrote about me, that I could be a knight. So I was just wondering. I was like, what? So I'm laughing to myself, but then I said, you know what? You think you're a knight, you are a knight. But the caveat to that is I'm single. So I was just like.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm really
the way you wove those characters together, I would have assumed that you had the most wonderful honey covered marriage. It just the relationship there was just absolutely beautiful. So I would have assumed you was married, because I was like, wow, look at this. Oh man, wow, that's wonderful. It was just, I mean, it was just so lovingly tender and well written.
it,
Um,
it was inspired by a previous relationship, but it was very exaggerated. And yeah, like when you know love, you can write about it.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to aspiring writers?
Uh, Hit the gas. If you're writing, there's no time like the present to publish your work. Just do it. Like there's an audience for everyone. I almost was like, because I'm writing about Brooklyn because it's my heart, I almost felt like I was pigeonholing myself, and maybe people that's not from Brooklyn wouldn't want to read about this, or maybe people that's not therapists or people that are not females. But everyone has their own flavor of what they like. So please definitely just hit the gas. It doesn't matter what you write about. And we all want to read it. You just never know who will pick it up and who will be your audience.
Gotcha. And what advice would you give about finding your audience?
I believe your audience finds you. There's a scripture, so I'm a Christian, by the way, and there's a scripture in the Bible that says, write the vision and make it plain so that men will read it and run. God only said to write the vision. Everybody else is going to read it and run. So your audience will find you.
Yeah, it's excellent, excellent advice. Excellent advice. Do you see this book becoming a movie or a television series or a television show?
Have you been looking at my vision board? I feel like, so I my prayer is that it will get into the right hands and they will see something in it that I see. And I would love for it to become a TV series. And I kind of have in my mind who I would love to work with. So I'm just, put some prayer on it and put it out there.
That's wonderful. That's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. Okay. Um, Now, I'm going to say this because a lot of readers don't really understand how online platforms work when it comes to purchasing a book. and what to do to help authors. So for those of you who would love to find out more about coaching the game, you can find Miss Free across social media at Miss Free TV. That's MSFREE TV. Miss Free TV. And that's of
That's
course
me.
TikTok. I'm sorry.
I said that's me.
That's you. There you go. That's of course TikTok. That's of course Instagram. Everywhere. Is that your website as well?
Yes, it is www.missfreetv.com.
There we go. So it's the website as well. So connect with her. If you love the book, share the book, recommend the book. Feel free to do a screenshot and post the book, right? Hashtag Miss Free TV so that you'll connect your thread with other threads and read and leave a review. Now, the reviews help authors get their books into libraries, and reviews help other people to see what people think about the book. So review the book, share the book, like the post, share the post, and tell other people about the book. And if you see Miss Free at a book event anywhere, buy the book from her, and she'll sign the book for you.
Yes, I will.
Now, I have a favorite phrase. It's not even a favorite phrase. It's something I say when I do book events. I say, my author journey, no, my author fantasy never had the 100 pounds of books. Right. So have you done your vending events yet? What is that like?
I had a book release, and that was on Black Friday. I had 100 books, thinking like, I'll probably have some to take home, and then I can, start to do other events. I sold out of 100 books.
Oh, wow.
My first event. So I ordered, just the next case of books. I have 150 new books now, and I'm looking for events to vend at. So if anyone has an event that is in the tri-state area, please let me know. I travel. And I'll get there and we'll make it happen. And I promise you, I'll sign your book.
Wow, that's amazing. 100 books. Congratulations on that.
Thank
100
you.
books in your book release. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it was a little overwhelming. I couldn't believe it, but
no, I mean, that's, you open with a bang, and that's really what you want to do, and that gives you the energy and the momentum to keep going.
yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Are you part of any social groups?
So I have put myself out there to be part of social groups, and just different things like that. I'm a part of like women's veterans organizations, and a couple of the Black Book Club on Instagram. I just like kind of sent them a message. So I am trying my best.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna make a couple of suggestions. Did you go to college?
I'm in college right now, actually.
Oh, you're in college right now. Okay, well, if you're in college right now, I would say connect with your institution and do a book event there.
Oh, sure.
Connect with your women's studies department.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about college is that college students support other college students.
Yes, they do.
So it's it's a second family, and it's a great way to go. As years later, I graduated a couple of weeks ago. Let me just I'm exaggerating.
Oh. Right.
Those couple of weeks multiplied by 50.
No, okay.
More than that. But anyway, long story short, I have I graduated in 91 from college, and I have my college friends who will come out to my events to support and buy books. So, that's always inspiring. So, you as an author, you open yourself up to a network of readers and a network of family that now see you in a different light, and you serve as a beacon to those who have their own dreams that they're nurturing.
Yes.
So they see how you brought your book to fruition, and it inspires them to nurture whatever creativity they have and to keep things going. So I commend you on your journey, and
Thank you.
I encourage you to take these characters as far as you can take them. And they're like I said, there's so much um, healing advice that you give through your character. Dr. Monroe.
Dr. Monroe. Yes.
Yes. So I think she's amazing. And there's also a lot of intrigue in there. So I encourage those who love to read to just take it page by page and pay attention to how it all comes together. Now, is there any part of the writing process that is your favorite part of it?
My favorite part of my writing process was believing in myself. There's a lot of self-motivation that comes along with writing, period. Like, just the whole process. I had several obstacles that I experienced just in my process, right? So I had editor obstacles, this obstacle, that obstacle. I can't even get into it right now, but I had to motivate myself to continue. So I motivated myself I had to reread through majority of the book to rewrite it because I wrote it over 10 years ago. So a lot of the information wasn't relevant to today. And that's a task in itself when you're in school and, you're doing other things like productions on the side and freelancing. It was a lot, but I would say that my favorite part was motivating myself into believing that I could. And I did.
Yes. Yes. Okay. If you had to give one piece of writing advice to a new or aspiring writer, what would that advice be?
For me, it would be never stop believing. I started 10 years ago, and I kind of forgot about it, and then I picked it back up. Had I continued to motivate and believe in myself over a decade ago, I'd probably be working on like book 6 or 7. But don't stop believing. I'm just going to tell you a really quick story. I told it on my Instagram, I believe, or one of my sessions of my content shoots. When I was in kindergarten, you know how they tell you to, write what you did over the summer. My teacher, this is my first real big girl school experience, and the first day I wrote what I did over the summer, and of course it wasn't big complete sentences, I'm 5, but I said everything I did. And the teacher sent a note back and said, to my parents, you should speak to your child about being a pathological liar because there's not one child that did these things in a summer. So I guess because I grew up in Bed-Stuy in the 80s in Brooklyn, she didn't believe that this young Black girl from the hood can go to Disney World and go to sleepaway camps and hike and, do all these things in the summer, but I did. So my parents, being who they are, they went and stood up for me at the school and was like, yes, she did do all of these things. My first writing experience was it had such a negative impact. I didn't believe that I was a writer. I told myself, even throughout me writing the book, I'm really not a writer, but I'm just going to write. And I had to turn that around. So never stop believing. It does not matter who says what. You believe in yourself and hit the gas.
Wow. Wow, that's an excellent piece of advice. And I'm saying, and I'm sorry to hear that you had that experience, but I'm glad to hear that you worked through that experience.
Yes. I had to take some of my own advice, some of Dr. Monroe Hunter's advice, and just use it on myself.
Well, there you go. There you go. Now, I'm going to ask this. No, we already said that your motivation was Sister Soldier. Is there anybody you're reading now?
I'm going to say no. I'm in school for cardiovascular sonography, and I'm in an intense accelerated program, and I don't have a lot of time to read. So I'm reading physics books and I'm reading echocardiography books. Not something that everyone would be interested in, but the heart intrigued me. So I'm going here to learn it. I'm going to school to learn more about the heart, and I'll be including some of what I learned into my next book.
Gotcha.
How it relates to not just your physical heart, but how it relates to why we love the way we love.
Wow. Oh, so you're in school to be a cardiac sonographer.
Yes. Yes, I am. I have, I think, 3 or 4 semesters to go and I'm finished. But, you know, one thing that my best friend said, and shout out to Jules Bartholomew, Jules Judah, he's amazing, but he said to me one day, he said, when my heart broke, my heart broke.
Oh.
Yeah. So, major love to him.
Wow. So you believe that sometimes emotional troubles and relationships and how bad relationships can impact our hearts physically, physiology.
Yes, I definitely believe that.
Wow.
Yes, I do. We've seen it time and time again. We probably just didn't recognize it. And we probably just didn't put 2 and 2 together. But remember, stress, a lot of people say stress is the number 1 killer, but stress causes or brings out other ailments in your body.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask this question. If stress is toxic, and we know stress is toxic, what impact do you feel that love and a genuinely beautiful, healthy relationship would have on us physically? And this is just speculation from your perspective. There is no perfect answer. Your answer is fine.
When you know love and you experience true love, you reciprocate it. So I don't even want to get into it, but there are 3 layers to your heart. There are 3 layers. Your myocardium is your middle layer, which is the strongest. And it does a lot of the pumping for you, is the reason why you live, because it pumps enough blood to your body so that everything else can experience all the love that it's getting from your heart. So when that happens, you genuinely show love to others. And it helps make for just a better physical you, a better mental you, a better emotional you. It's just something that happens naturally. So when love abounds and love abides and it spreads, your muscles work better, your cells are rejuvenated, your oxygen is getting to your brain better because of the circulation of your blood. So when that myocardium, if anything happens to your left ventricle and that myocardium does not function the right way, then you have bigger issues. So when you know love and you experience love and your physical heart is working properly, then I believe that it's going to give off just love from you. It's going to radiate from you and onto others.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that makes sense. It does make
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely.
Wow. Wow. Now, this is a author question,
Yes.
right? Um, at what point did you see your characters separating from you and becoming their own interactive people?
Woo.
At which point in your journey?
So, I had, this is so interesting. When I finished the book, well, I thought I was finished. I had a writing session with a few of my friends, right? And they all came around the table, and my sister has a culinary degree, so she made some food, and we had good food, and we're chatting about things. And what we did was we sat around the table, and everyone took a character and they read it out loud. So I'm thinking, like, all of these people are me, they're just exaggerated. But they began to say, "Oh, girl, that was me. Like that, I can relate to this person," or "I felt like I was in the book," and I was like, "You did?" Like it excited me as an author. I'm like, I didn't go through this alone, or this, like I didn't. I'm not the only one. That feels like I can relate to Navy or Jinx or Cam. Wow. So that's when I realized it. Before I published it or anything, I just had a focus group. I had a session with just my friends. And that's when I knew that this book was for everyone. Everyone can buy it and relate.
Wow. Wow. And who was your biggest cheerleader throughout your process?
You want me to be honest with you? No one really knew. I was in grief. So I'm super private. And I just didn't really say anything. So the person that I kind of ran things by was, I called my sister. Her name is Courtney. So Courtney Berry, she encouraged me so much. She said, "Sister, you are a writer." Because like I said, I would say, "Girl, I'm not really a writer, but you're a reader, so read this." And she's like, "Are you kidding me? This is great." She's like, "This is a book I would want to read." So I'm like, "Are you serious?" She literally printed my whole book out, put it in a 3 whole binder. She FaceTimed me and she said, "You said you're not a writer? I have a whole book here. And guess who wrote it? You." And she's flipping through the pages and she's like, and printed out the cover. And she said, "This is your book. It's tangible. It is something that you did. It is your work. You are a writer." She pushed me every step of the way when I told her that I was in the process of writing a book. So,
Wow.
shout out Cody Berry.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Now, as far as, oh, wait a minute. So you,
You got a revelation.
yeah. Now I was thinking because you have a background in television production,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're going into medicine, right?
Yes.
So, do you see how those worlds, author, medicine, TV, can all come together into a nice little recipe?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my nephew, he's done film and he's shot a lot of things, and he said, "Auntie, when I'm going on these things, they ask me when I'm going on auditions, they ask me certain things like, are you a soldier? Are you a veteran? Do you have, these outfits available or, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, really?" Malik is amazing. He can sing. He plays several different instruments. He dances, so he really inspired me and helped me kind of connect the dots with
Mhm.
everything that I'm doing. So I can have on a white lab coat one day and then I can have on a army uniform as a specialist, and then I can go into my production bag and create and then write about it.
Right. Now, have you considered doing a book trailer to help advertise your book?
I did.
Oh.
Everyone go to Instagram, Miss Free TV, and you'll see the different characters. You can see Monroe Hunter, you can see Navy, you can see Knight, you can see Jinx and Cam. You actually literally can see them. AI is amazing, by the way. So shout out to Cody Berry for putting that together for me and making it happen.
Wow.
Yes. So I would love for you to go and check it out.
Wow. Now, how easy was it for you to weave spirituality into the story?
I am not. I am a Christian. I am who I am. So when something is a part of you, it is easy for you to talk about it. You know, like I believe my Bible. I believe God. I believe that He is the Almighty. So it was so easy for me because, and I mean, you know, I go to church every Sunday and online on Thursdays. I go to Abundant Life Family Worship Church in New Brunswick. And I am completely motivated by Bishop C. Wright and Pastor Mary. I call them my fashion godparents because they dress nice. They are very poised and, you know, and they love. They actually do love instead of just saying it. So weaving my spirituality in came from me having leaders that live this life. This is who they are. They weave it into everything they do. So it helped me. So major love.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say it this way. Beautifully done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
it. Beautifully done. I love how, and I'm trying to say this without giving away any spoilers, but I love how you remind us that even the man of our dreams doesn't come to us perfect. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
that could be a personal experience, but we would never know.
No, that's a powerful lesson. You know, it's you know, we all want the perfect guy. We all want the perfect guy, but even the man of our dreams doesn't arrive to us perfect. You know, and that's something that we as women have to understand, because oftentimes when we look in the mirror, we only see the flaws on our face.
Right? We do. We're like, oh my goodness, we need some.
And then we put concealer on it.
You see, experience. You know from experience. So it's a thing. And I had to, you know, I really wanted to show that we all are flawed. No one's perfect. So I can try to be everything you need me to be, but you can never think that I'm perfect. I'm still a work in progress.
Yeah, but no, we're all a work in progress. You know, we're all a work in progress, and sometimes we need to see books that show us parts of ourselves that we didn't pay attention to.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes, this book actually, from questions that, you know, people are asking me about it, it's really showing me some parts of myself that I thought I healed from. It's showing me parts of myself that I thought I overcame, or it's showing me things that I did overcome that I can now go back and say, you know what? I got through this. You can get through it too. I wrote a book. I got past procrastination, or I got past just putting things down and never picking them back up. I believe that you can do this too. I'll show you how I got through it. So it's helping me motivate others.
Yeah, and that wisdom, all of the wisdom that is in Dr. Monroe is in you,
Thank you.
because it's I mean, I thought you was a married therapist, girl. A happily married, brilliant therapist.
My imagination. So, you know, one day God will send my knight, and that'll be that.
No, yeah, all of that wisdom is right there, right there with you. It rests with you. So I see beautiful things coming for you, and and you impacting a lot of people with what you do. So I encourage anyone who's watching to please join Miss Free on social media. Join on a website. Miss Free TV. That's MSFREE TV. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. I'm sure it's on Facebook.
Yes.
Everywhere. Just connect with her and grab a copy of the book. Share the post. Share the book. Leave a review. And encourage other people that you know who love to read to grab a copy of the book. Authors need readers and readers need books. So this is a symbiotic relationship. Let's support each other. Yes. Is there anything else that you would like your readers to know?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who support me. Thank you to people who are, you know, reading and they say they can relate. If you can relate, I read all my DMs, y'all. So DM me, post it, I'll repost you. Just tag me in it. And I promise you, like, it takes, like you said, this is not a one-way street. Love goes two ways. So when you show me love, I definitely reciprocate it. So thank you so much for your support.
Wow. And question, we have a couple of minutes. Is there a couple pages that you would like to share?
So this is my book, guys. So page 51 is really my favorite page in this book. Anytime someone asks me that, I'm like, did you go to page 51 yet? So there are things in this book about me. There are little pieces of me that I put in here. Like, I believe New Edition can do no wrong. So I had to put a song in there from them. And there's one thing that stands out to me. Page 51, it starts at 50. It says, as New Edition played behind me, storms will come. This we know for sure. I find myself wondering, can we stand the rain we caused? Not just the storms someone else pulled us into, but the internal downpours we invited by ignoring our own forecast. Jinx isn't weak. She's weathered. She's been walking through emotional hurricanes in 5-inch heels, holding everybody else's umbrella but her own. And sometimes the strongest women need the hardest storms to finally say, I'm done pretending I'm not soaked. Next session, we won't talk about banks. We'll talk about the part of her that stayed. The little girl who learned love through sacrifice and never unlearned it. Because if she doesn't name it, she'll marry it, she'll mother it, she'll pass it down in silence, and one day she'll call it legacy.
Legacy. Yep.
That is my very favorite page in this book. It's so layered. There are so many things that, and I don't have children either, but there's so many things that we pass down because we never healed from it. We pass it down in silence because we don't even know it exists. You know, we think that it's the norm. And then we call it legacy through our children, through our work, through a book, through anything. So I definitely, page 51 speaks so many volumes because that's the one page I can relate to. I have 5-inch heels. I've held some of the other people's umbrellas. And I'm walking around like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's okay. Yeah, girl, I'm good. What do you need? And I'm being for others who I'm not being for myself.
Wow.
How many women can relate to that? Like, and people in general, men too. How many of us can relate to that? We're
Yeah.
being we wear so many hats,
Mm-hmm.
We're being everything for everyone else. When you go to work, you're your title at work. When you're running your business, you're the boss. When you are at home, you're a mom, you're a dad, then when you put the kids to sleep, you're the wife, you're the husband, or, you wear so many hats that you kind of lose yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
you're being everything to everyone else. You're being their supporting cast, but forgetting that there is a main character within you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Miss Free. It was a pleasure having you. And I
Thank
wish
you.
you much success with your book and many more books to come.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. And I'm definitely going to purchase your work as well. I'm excited about just seeing what happens, just even for your show, and I reciprocate that to you. And I pray God's blessings over you and everyone involved with Soul City as a whole, that it catapults to the highest heights and the deepest depths for people all over to know who you are and what you do.
Well, thank you. You have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, and much success.
Yes, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you. And I pray that you get something out of my book. And please write me about it. I love to read it.
Thank you. Well, you heard it from Miss Free. Please connect with her, Ms. Free TV on Instagram, Ms. Free TV on TikTok, and look for that book trailer and share it. Share it. Again, my name is Eartha Watts Hicks. You can connect with me across social media at Eartha Tone, and that's EARTHA. TONE, and that's all across social media. And again, this is Good Morning Community, and you could find us on YouTube and where blog sites are doing the blog thing. And please subscribe to us on YouTube at Soul City Network. And thank you again for joining us. And have a lovely day. Enjoy your rest of your day, and be a blessing to someone else. Goodbye. Thank you.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.